Should we start, ma'am? Almaz ma'am. Hello.
Yes.
Should we start now?
Yes, you can start.
Good morning, students. Welcome back to online education channel of BMC. This is Vaijayanti Patil from Turbe MPS. Today we are going to learn about the different tissues. Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, this is wrong PPT. Will you stop the video, please? In our today's class, we are going to learn about the permanent tissues of the plant. In our last class, we have studied about the meristematic tissue. What are meristematic tissues? These are the specialized tissues which can divide and keep on dividing throughout their lifetime. We have studied three types of the meristematic tissue: apical meristem, lateral meristem, and the intercalary meristem. Okay. Today we are going to learn about the permanent tissues. These are called as permanent tissues because after the differentiation of the cell to perform the specific functions, this tissue lose the ability to divide and redivide. Hence, they are called as permanent tissues. In this, we have simple tissues. Again, simple tissues are of three types. First is parenchyma, second is collenchyma, and third is sclerenchyma. Then we have complex permanent tissues. In this, we have two types. One is xylem and the other is phloem. Okay. So today we are going to focus on this part, that is permanent tissues of plants. Talking about permanent tissues, these are the tissues in which the cell lose their capacity to divide as we see it in the meristematic tissue. They acquire a particular shape and size and perform specific function in specific place. Hence, they are called as permanent tissue. This differentiation and permanent tissues are formed from differentiated cells. There are two types of permanent tissues: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. Now, before studying into detail, we have one activity in our book, and that is about the rohio leaf. What we have to do is take a leaf of rohio or lily plant, then squeeze it a little and cut it in such a manner that we get a very thin layer of it. The thin translucent layer, that is called the outer layer of the leaf, and cut it into small pieces and put it in water. After that, we have to add few drops, 2 to 3 drops of safranin stain to stain the tissue that is present in that thin layer. We have to keep it for say around 5 to 10 minutes and transfer it into the watch glass in water so that excess stains can be removed. After that, we have to take that piece on the slide, add 2 drops of glycerin and cover it with the cover slip. After that, we have to observe it under the microscope. Okay, I'll repeat it again. Squeeze the leaf gently, take out the thin layer, cut it into pieces, put it in the water. Add few drops of safranin stain to it. Then transfer the stained pieces into a watch glass containing water. Then transfer the piece of the tissue on the slide, add the glycerin and observe it under the compound microscope. What do we see under the compound microscope? This is the rohio plant, and when we observe it under the microscope, this is how the slide looks under microscope. Observe the shape of these cells. They are polygonal in shape. You can also see that there is no space in between these cells. And this pink color that has been stained due to safranin, it is the cytoplasm of this cell. Okay, so these are the live cells with rich cytoplasm compactly arranged cells. Okay. You can also observe that it is containing only one type of the cells. Now let us study about it in detail. This layer, this thin layer that we observed under the microscope is known as epidermis. This is the outermost layer of the plant. It is present on the leaves as well as on the stem, as shown in this diagram. Outermost layer is called as epidermis. When we take this section, we can see it is composed of only one type of the polygonal cells that are compactly arranged. Okay, there is no intercellular spaces. Then you can see the upper layer that is known as cuticle. This is the waxy layer that is present on the epidermis. Okay. Now, why this helps? Cuticle is a waxy layer, so it prevents the water from evaporating at the faster rate from the plants. Okay. As well as it also prevents the damage that will be caused to the internal tissues present in the leaf or the stem by the external harsh environment. Okay, so this waxy layer is protective in nature. The epidermis performs major function of epidermis is storage of the food and providing energy to the plants to carry out different functions. Now, types of simple permanent tissues. There are three types of simple permanent tissue. One is parenchyma. This is how the parenchyma cells looks. What we have seen in case of epidermis. They have rich cytoplasm, vacuole, and less intercellular spaces. Second is collenchyma. This is how it looks. You can notice the red marks. This shows the thickening of the outermost layer of the cell. Okay, it also shows presence of vacuole. Third is sclerenchyma. This is how this sclerenchyma appears, and you can see the cells are tapering. What is tapering? That is, it is pointed at the ends and broad in the center. This is called tapering, and the cell wall has become thick. Now this thickness is due to a specific protein that is called as lignin. Hence they are called as lignified cells. These are actually the thick cells that are also called as fibers present in the plants. Now let us study in detail about parenchyma. If we talk about the structure, these are the living cells with thin cell wall and intercellular spaces. This is how it looks, and this is how it will look under the microscope. This is the stain slide, compactly arranged parenchyma cells with rich cytoplasm. Now, where is it present? It is present everywhere, in the root, stem, leaves, flowers, as well as in seeds. Function of parenchyma is to support the tissue, storage of food, and filling the vacant spaces. Next, tissue. There are two types of parenchyma. We'll call it as subtypes of parenchyma. First is chlorenchyma. Now, chlorenchyma, if you split this word, chloren means chlorophyll and chyma means cell. So it is a special type of parenchyma cell which contains chlorophyll. You must be knowing chlorophyll is the enzyme that is responsible for the photosynthesis. Plants can trap the energy from the sun and convert into the starch, that is called as photosynthesis. So, chlorenchyma is majorly found in the green leaves, hence they can perform the function of photosynthesis. The second subtype is arenchyma. If you split this word, aren means the air spaces and chyma meaning cells. So these are special types of parenchyma cells which have space for storage of air. Now, these are majorly found in the aquatic plants, in the stem or in the leaves of the aquatic plants, so that they can float on water. Now see, this is the image of the arenchyma. You can see this is the stem of the lotus plant. Okay, you can see it is very hollow. It is hollow because of the air spaces. So the cytoplasm in this cell is less, so that the air can be stored. Hence it is called as arenchyma. So this is the plant, water hygiene or pistia or lotus. These are the aquatic plants. Hydrilla, these are the aquatic plants which shows presence of the arenchyma cells. Okay. Now next cell type is chlorenchyma. If we talk about the structure, chlorenchyma are elongated living cells with slightly thickened cell walls at the corners due to presence of cellulose and pectin. These are again type of protein, cellulose and pectin. So, then this is the structure I have shown you earlier also, and this is how it looks under the microscope, the stain slide of chlorenchyma. The upper layer is parenchyma and the second layer is chlorenchyma cells. You can see the thickening of the wall. Notice the thickening of the surface, outer surface of this cell. It is due to presence of cellulose and pectin. Where is this found? The chlorenchyma cells are found at the base of leaf petiole, branches and stem. Function of this chlorenchyma cell is to support and provide flexibility to the various parts. So when the plants move due to air, they are seen to be flexible. Okay, it is because of the chlorenchyma cells. Next tissue, next type of simple tissue is sclerenchyma cells. If we talk about the structure, sclerenchyma cells are dead and fibrous cells with tapering ends, and the cell wall shows lignin. Remember, tapering means pointed at both the ends, whereas it is broader in the middle cavity. The cell walls are thick due to the deposition of lignin in the cell wall. This usually appears brownish in color, as you can see in this slide. This is how it looks under microscope. Brownish color is due to the lignin and dead cells. These sclerenchyma are the dead cells that are called as sclerid. Hence it appears brown and it is very hard in nature. Where are these found? The sclerenchyma cells or tissues are found at the stem, veins of the leaves, hard coat of the seeds, and outer covering of the coconut. Now you can imagine, you have know the outer covering of the coconut, even the covering of the seeds, how hard it is. So that is the sclerin. That hardness to the seeds or to the coconut shell is due to the sclerenchyma cells. Function of sclerenchyma is it gives strength and rigidity to the parts of the plant, and hence it protects protection to the parts of the plants where it is present. So we have completed these simple permanent tissues. Now we will discuss about types of complex permanent tissues. There are two types of complex permanent tissue. One is xylem. This is how a xylem can look, or xylem looks. We'll talk about it in detail. Second permanent complex tissue is phloem. And this is how the phloem looks. Okay. Observe this especially. These are the different cell types that are present in the xylem, and these are the different cell types that are present in the phloem. Let us discuss it in detail. First, we will look into detail of xylem. It consists of thick wall dead cells. They are called as tracheids and vessels. Remember, tracheids and vessels are the major cell types present in the xylem. Xylem fibers, that are sclerenchyma cells. Xylem parenchyma, which contains lots of cytoplasm to provide energy to the cells. Now, structure. Majorly, it consists of tracheids and vessels, and it shows a connected tube-like structure. It is like a pipeline present in the plant. Okay. Now, why is this pipeline needed? Because the main function of the xylem is to conduct water and minerals from the soil to the upper parts of the plant. So the flow of water and mineral nutrient is always from the roots to the top of plant to each and every leaves, flowers and fruits of the plant. Okay. So it shows upward conduction of water and mineral nutrients. This is how the xylem tissue looks. Okay, you can see, you can note that it is the connected tubes. These are the connected tubes. See, you can see these are tracheid vessels which are connected to each other. Okay, basically tracheids functions to support the vessels. Okay, vessels are like the pipelines which will carry the water, whereas the tracheid cells are the one which will support the vessel fibers. And vessel conducts the water and mineral nutrients in the upper direction. You can see in this GIF, the movement of water is in the upper direction from the root to the leaf, flower, fruits, each of the stem and branches of the plant. Next permanent tissue is phloem. Now let us study the structure of phloem. It consists of cytoplasm containing living cells. Main cell types are sieve tubes and companion cells. Okay. See, these are the sieve tubes. These are the end walls. Sieve meaning net, mesh-like structure. Okay. So it has a mesh-like structure as you can see in this picture, and a companion cell. Okay. This is a companion cell. This, as these sieve tube cells do not have nucleus, the companion cell is the friend of the sieve tube cell. It helps the sieve tube cell to carry out the function because it contains the nucleus and cytoplasm. Okay. It also consists of phloem parenchyma, that are the living cells, phloem fibers, which are the dead cells which provide support and rigidity to the pipeline that is formed. Again, these are also the joint structures. You can see it in this picture. Okay, they are also the joint structures. These are the sieve tube cells. These are the companion cells, and these slanting lines you see are the end walls, which has sieve-like structure, meaning mesh-like structure, which helps in filtration. Okay. Now, the movement or the function of this phloem tissue is to conduct sugar and the amino acids or the other nutrients that are formed by the plant due to photosynthesis and carry out to the storage part. Now, what is storage part? See, photosynthesis is carried out by the leaves. Okay, but when we consume it, the nutrients are found in the leaves, in the stem, as well as in the fruits. Okay, so the phloem helps in conducting whatever is been synthesized during photosynthesis to the different parts of the plants for storage. Now we all know that the food or the photosynthesized things are being stored in stem, as in case of potato, or in roots, as in case of sweet potato. Okay, or in fruits, as we know, we eat apples, we eat citrus fruits like lemons or oranges. Okay, all these are containing the nutritive food that has been synthesized by the internal tissues of the plant or in during the photosynthesis. Okay. So I will again repeat about the permanent tissues. The permanent tissues of the plants are two types. First is xylem, which consists of xylem vessels and tracheids, xylem parenchyma, which are the living cells, and xylem fibers, which are the dead cells. Xylems are present in the form of connected tubes forming the pipeline. Major function of xylem is to conduct the water and minerals present in the soil to the upper parts of the plant. So the flow of the water and nutrient is always unidirectional, meaning in one direction. Whereas the phloem, if we talk about the phloem, it consists of sieve tubes and companion cell, phloem parenchyma, that are living cells, phloem fibers, that are dead cells. Again, they have the joint tube, sieve tube cells in the form of pipeline. Phloem helps in conducting sugar, amino acids, what are formed due to the process of photosynthesis to the different parts of the body. So it is multi-directional. It shows multi-directional flow. The nutrients will flow in all the directions and carried out to the storage tissues. It may be in the root, in the stem, or in the fruits or flowers. Okay. Now let us recapitulate what we have learned. We have learned about the plant tissues. In today's section, we have studied about the permanent tissues of the plant. There are two major types of permanent tissue, that is simple and the complex tissue. Simple tissues are again of three types. First is parenchyma cells. This is the structure of parenchyma cells. These are single type of compactly arranged cells with very less or no intercellular spaces. They are rich in cytoplasm and food vacuoles. Major function is storage of food, providing support to the tissue. We have studied about the two subtypes of parenchyma cells. They are chlorenchyma. Chlorenchyma are the special parenchyma cells which contains chloroplast or chlorophylls, which helps the plant or the leaves to carry out photosynthesis. Now, see, Few of the stems also shows presence of the chlorenchyma cells, like the nakfani. That is a type of cactus, the cactus variety, where these cactus varieties are seen in the areas where there is lack of water. Hence, the structure of leaves get reduced into the thorns or the spines, and the function of leaf is carried out by the stem. Okay, so chlorenchyma is present in the stem in case of the arid area plants like the cactus. Okay, so chlorenchyma basically helps in carrying out photosynthesis. The second subtype that we have learned is erenchyma cell. These are specialized parenchyma cell which stores air. It has air cavity, and hence it provides buoyancy to the plants to float on water surface. These are majorly present in aquatic plants like water hyacinth, pistia, hydra, or Vallicera. Next tissue type is collenchyma cell. These are elongated, slightly elongated cells. It also contains rich cytoplasm, but the cell wall are thickened, slightly thickened as compared to parenchyma cell due to deposition of cellulose and lignin. Remember this, the cell wall of chlorenchyma is thick due to deposition of cellulose and lignin. Okay, pectin. Major function of collenchyma cell is storage of the nutrient and providing support. Next is sclerenchyma cells. This is how sclerenchyma cells look. These cells are with the tapering end, means pointed towards the ends, and broad in middle. These usually appear brownish in color due to deposition, hard deposition of lignin, which is a type of protein. These are usually also called as dead cells. Because they are lignified, they are also called as dead cells. Where are these found? These sclerenchyma cells are found in the stem, in the veins of the leaf, in the outer covering of the seed, or in case of some fruits like coconut. Okay. As they are hard in nature, they provide support and protection to the parts where they are present. In case of seed, it provides the embryo that is present in the seed from the external harsh environment. Okay. As well as it also lowers the rate of evaporation of water. The next permanent tissue is called as complex tissue. We have already learned. Why complex? Because it contains more than 2 different types of cell types, more than 1 or 2 types of cell. Hence, they are called as complex tissues. The complex tissues are again of 2 types. First is xylem. This is how xylem looks. The major cell types of the xylem are xylem parenchyma, which are the living cells. Okay, which are the living cells. Then next is xylem vessels, which are the main conducting cells of xylem. Tracheids, these are the supportive cells which supports the vessel tissue, and the xylem fibers, which are again containing the sclerenchyma cells. Hence, they are stiff, rigid, and provide support to the vessels. So, vessels has two support, brackets as well as xylem fibers. The vessels are connected to each other to form a pipeline-like structure. Hence, the water and the minerals can be transported from the soil to the upper parts of the plants, that is stem and the leaves. The next tissue type is phloem. Phloem consists majorly of phloem parenchyma, which are the living cells, the companion cells, which are also the living cells, phloem fibers or phloem vessels. Okay, that is also called as sieve tube. It is called sieve tube because at the ends of the cells, you can see the mesh-like structure. Okay, hence they are called as sieve tube cells. Again in phloem, the sieve tube cells are attached one to one to form a pipeline, which helps in transportation of the sugar or the proteins, amino acids, which are formed during the process of photosynthesis. The flow of these proteins and sugar are multi-directional. That is, it can move upward as well as downward. Wherever there is requirement, the flow of these things will be in that direction. And hence, we can find that the sugar or the other nutrients are stored in different parts of the plant. In some plant, it is stored in the stem, as in the case of the potatoes. Okay, then even in the arid areas, in cactus, the stem contains measure of the nutrients. Then in fruits, whatever fruits we are eating, it is because of the storage of the nutrients that are formed during the process of photosynthesis. Then even in leaves in some cases, okay, like in the case of aloe vera, the nutrient is stored in the leaf itself. Okay. So the flow of the nutrient from the phloem is multi-directional, that is, it can move in all the directions. Okay. Now, let us discuss these assignments. What are the types of simple permanent tissues in plants? Simple permanent tissues in plants are of three types, namely parenchyma, chlorenchyma, and sclerenchyma. What are erenchyma? Give one example of plant containing erenchyma. Erenchyma are special type of parenchyma containing space for air-filled cavities in the plant. These are present majorly in aquatic plants, example, water hyacinth or lotus. Next question, which are the conducting tissues of the plants? The permanent tissues, that are xylem and phloem, are the conducting tissues of the plant. Xylem conducts water and minerals, whereas phloem conducts sugar and amino acids. Next question is, transport of water in plant is carried by water is transported by xylem. Transport of nutrients in the plant is carried by phloem. Write the differences, simple tissue and complex tissue. Okay. Simple tissues are made up of only one cell type. Complex tissues are made up of more than two different cell types. Example of simple tissue in plants is parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. Whereas complex tissues are xylem and phloem. Okay, so this is the major difference. Now, write the names of the following. Tissue that is responsible for increasing height of the plant. This is what we have studied in our last class. The apical meristems are responsible for growth in the height of the plant. Tissue responsible for increase in girth of the stem. Girth meaning diameter of the stem. It is caused by the lateral meristem present in the lateral meristematic tissue that is present in the stem. Okay. Now I will like to show you the video. So just for a while wait. Okay. Let us revise the tissue and understand it better through this video.
Plant tissues. We have already learned that there is a difference in the growth of animals and plants. In animals, there is no such demarcation of dividing and non-dividing regions. They have uniform growth all over the body, while growth in plants is restricted to specific regions, that is, the tips of the roots and stem, where dividing tissues are present. Let us perform an activity to understand about plant tissues. Activity. Take two small gas jars, label them as A and B, and then fill them with water. Now take two onion bulbs and place one on each jar such that the lower portion of the onion bulb is immersed in water. Observe the growth of the roots in both the bulbs every day. Measure the length of the roots on day 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and note it down in the observation table. On day 4, cut the root tips of the onion.
Sorry, there was some network issue. Ma'am, there is some network issue, so let us end this session.
Okay, it's fine.
Okay. Anybody having any doubt? Let's clear the doubts. Ma'am, please unmute those who want to ask the doubts, can clarify that. Hello.
Students, you can raise your hand so I can unmute you. Yes, Avnish is there. I am unmuting him. Yes, Avnish, ask your doubt.
Yes, teacher. Teacher, what is the meaning of rigidity?
Rigidity means stiffness,
Stiffness.
hardness that you have. See, you must have seen the seed of chiku,
Yes, teacher.
how hard it is. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
So that is called rigidity. Any other doubt?
No, teacher.
Okay, now there is a Rupali. I am unmuting her. Yes, Rupali.
Yes.
Teacher, I want to ask, is there any uses of plant tissue in human life?
Yes, of course, there is. All the fibers that we are getting for making the cloths, cotton is a fiber. So that is a kind of tissue that we are getting from the plant. The fruits that we eat, we are getting it from the plants. Leafy vegetables that you are eating. All these are very essential for our life. The proper nutrient, the complete nutrient for your body, you get it from the plants. So all the tissues are definitely important. If there are no chlorophylls, there will be no photosynthesis. If there is no photosynthesis, there will be no storage in different parts of the plants. So you will not get any type of fruit or any type of stems like onions, garlics, potatoes, sweet potatoes, whatever we are consuming. It's all because of the tissues that are present in the plants, right?
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Any other doubt?
No one is there now. So we can end our session as time is also finished. It's 11:30 now.
Okay.
Okay, so for today I am ending the session. And thank you so much for conducting the lecture.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving the opportunity to teach on state level.
Yeah,
And
thank you, students.
for silently listening to the conversation.
And we will again meet in tomorrow. That is 8 a.m. to 11:30. So for today, I am going to end the session now.